Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Sonny T. Right back at you with another podcast for marketers exclusive. Now, I want you to go to Cheeseburger Nation for my podcast, Stealthy Millionaire on Instagram, YouTube. It's podcast for marketers, and Billionaire Vids on Snapchat, Billionaire Vid without the S on Twitter, podcastformarketers.com for your free MP3 player. You got to pay for your fucking shipping. Right? And I have a kick-ass SMMA course over there that's kicking Ty Lopez's right in the old britches. You can see all of those links down below in the description and the first comment as well. Go to funnelhackerpro.com for my Facebook group. It's kick-ass, man. Dudes are over there making big progress. Smash that thumbs up, man. I want you to break your fucking mouth, man. If you like this video, man, make sure you comment below. Let me know, man. I want to know what you guys think on these videos, man. I really enjoy the comments. I like talking to each and every one of you, and we have a really cool community going over there. So fucking subscribe to this channel if you like the content. I do videos every day, non-stop. I'll never stop. Boom. Hey, what's up, guys? Okay, so today I'm talking about the best investment I've ever made. All right. So if you got the email or if you read inside the group when I said that, the lady said that it was something really small, but I figured that I was about the right size. And you figured out I was talking about not a body part, but I was talking about an investment that I made, okay? And this is how I cashed out my house, all right? The biggest ROI, which is a return on investment that I have ever gotten, has been in myself. And I know you're thinking that's bullshit, but it's not. Let me just put that in red. Not bullshit, all right? That's the biggest ROI. Now, this is what I was telling my wife, though, the other day. It's all small shit. It's all the little shit that you do, and I don't know why, but it's all the small little things that you do in your life that start to add up to this return on investment, right? So let me give you some examples of what I'm talking about. So reading books. All right. It's the whole thing. It's not even about what you read. Like everybody's like, let me read self-help books. Number one is if you read without implementing, then it's not self-help. You're just helping yourself read more shit, right? So let me say that it's the process. And I'll get to that word in a minute. That's a big word for today. And let me write it down so I don't forget. A lot of times I'll tell you, I'll get back to that and I'll put you in a loop and I don't fucking finish it, which is rude. All right, so remember process. I need to talk about that word in a moment, right? So buying books, let's get back to this, right? It's the process of actually purchasing the book, reading the book, and then, what the fuck, Sonny? All right, so you were doing so good. You fucking retard. All right, and then actually doing the shit. All right, this is all encompassing right here, right? So you have to purchase it. You have to physically say, I want to buy a book. Then you're going to read the book, and then you're going to do the shit in the book, right? What does that spell out? It spells out discipline, right? So then it goes further than that, though, okay? So the next thing is like exercise, right? Which your boy, Jesus Christ, man, I really need to get on top of my game. But now, exercise, right? The fact that you need to do it and know that is one thing. Then actually doing the thing, okay? So, again, exercise, and then you know that you have to do the shit, right? And then actually doing the shit. This is all spells out discipline, right? Everything that you do is a return on investment. Now, again, let's do it. You know what? Let's keep going with the different colors because I never use different colors, and I think it's bullshit. All right, so now let's go with courses, okay? An online course. First, you have to, again, purchase the shit, right? So, well, there you go. Let's fuck it up, Sonny. Let's keep fucking up again, right? But you know what? Let's just do this. First, you have to purchase the shit, right? Then, again, you have to do the shit. So, if you start to look at the fucking pattern here, this is your return on investment. Because what happens then? And I don't know why, but there starts to become this focus, you know, and it's a process. And again, here's this word again. I don't want to forget this because I want to talk about this in a moment, right? But the biggest return on investment. So I'm going to tell you why. Now, you're going to say to yourself, and a lot of people do, well, you know, Sonny, what are you talking about? Well, actually, I'm not talking about what I'm doing right now. My biggest return on investment came from Fiverr. Fiverr.com, right, in the beginning. And let me tell you what I did, right? So I told the story in my group. I jumped on Fiverr when it was 2 years old. It wasn't very popular yet. The website didn't even look anything like it looks right now. And they were brand new, and I jumped on there because I could see that there was an opportunity there. And I started editing videos for $5, okay? $5. But I would only do a 3-minute video, and there was criteria, but it was really easy for me to do. But can I tell you that I wasn't a great editor at that point? I sucked. All right? As a matter of fact, Fiverr was cool back then, and if you got some bad reviews, you could hit them up and go, man, get rid of my reviews because of this, and they would get rid of it. So I probably had like 3 or 4 bad reviews because I sucked. But here comes the return on investment that I'm talking about. And my wife can tell you, it was probably about a 3-year period. I was on Fiverr for about 5 years. I'm still on there right now, right? But I just don't work anymore. But it was a 3-year period that I studied every day, right? Every day that I studied, and I implemented because I was working on Fiverr, right? So I started doing the shit. Doing the shit. Well, what happened? I started learning how to do motion graphics. I started learning how to do animation. I started learning how to really become a great editor. I started investing in myself in courses, right? I spent $750 learning how to be an animator in Adobe Illustrator, right? Which really paid off really well because I was able to raise my prices and start doing all these animated intros that people like with their logos that swoosh in and out. Right, everything that you see on Envato, I can do, right? So I started learning how to work with Cinema 4D and work with 3D and start learning how to actually do like animation like you do in the fucking movies. I really started getting into it a whole bunch, right? And I kind of immersed myself in that whole like even doing like what do you call it, VFX and shit. Learn how to do explosions and make them look real, and man, it was deep, right? I started learning how to do all of that stuff, and it started paying off, right? I started making tons of money, and I legit cashed out my house in, I think, 4 years. I think it's what it took, right? Like my average order was like $80, $100 an order. It went from, you know, me doing shit jobs for $5 to like telling people to fuck off. I don't want to want to work for you. I don't want to work with you. I don't like your project. And I could pick and choose exactly what project I wanted to work on. I could just look and say, well, yeah, no, I don't want your project, or I did want it. And, you know, I would only pick projects that were spending $100, and I would just pitch them straight out. My minimum pitch was $50. You know, and that would be a quick, what I was doing before for $5 because I was so good at it now, and people could see my portfolio that I did good work. Okay, I'll pay you $45, but can you get it done now? Yep, I can do it like right now. And that was my pitch. I started realizing that people wanted shit right now, right? I know the American culture is instant, right? And because I knew the American culture was the right now culture, that's what got it. So my pitch was, even though they could pay somebody else $5, I would like, I'm going to charge you $50 and I'll have it delivered in 15 minutes. And that got them every fucking time. All right, cool. So I started getting a lot of work. It's like, I'll do it for $100, but I'll have it done in 24 hours or less. And that was my pitch because I knew that people wanted shit faster, right? That was my pitch on Fiverr. But that was my return on my investment. I didn't know shit about editing. I knew how to click the buttons, and I knew enough to like make regular cuts, right? But what happened in the end was, because I kept investing in myself and investing in myself and investing in myself with more classes, more coaching, more fucking books. I bought all the books I could. I went to lynda.com and invested in her because back then, well, even now, anything you want to know about editing or Cinema 4D or anything, like the beginning processes of it, you know, it is just for the beginners. It's how to get started. That's where I started. And I just did the course after course after course after course and just kept learning and learning and learning and investing in myself. And before I knew it, $100,000 later, I purchased my house and a car and didn't have to worry about anything. And I was able to launch other businesses because of that. The biggest return on investment, even now, how am I getting paid now? Like, you know, I was talking to my wife the other day, and I thought that I didn't have the same story, right, as everybody else. Everybody else starts off with, I started this business and I lost, right? And then I started another business and then I lost. And I'm like, well, I don't have that story. My wife was like, bullshit, you've got that fucking story. And she started naming off all the businesses that I started and failed. It's like, oh shit, she's right. I do have the same story as everybody else, right? A lot of times I think that, not that I'm better than other people, it's just that sometimes I wish that I had the stories to tell like everybody else. But then when I think about it, I do. Nothing's overnight. And over the past 15 years, I've probably started 100 businesses when I think about it that failed or tanked or I didn't like it. I started the business and then I figured out, oh shit, this sucks. It's too much work, right? Which is ultimately why I stopped working on Fiverr. Eventually, it was just too much work and it was too involved and I didn't like the customer service and I told people to fuck off too much, you know? My wife said something really slick. She said, you wouldn't have been as successful as you were if you didn't have the cancel button, right? And she's right. We've got a thing that we do in the house. Every time, you know, I hit a cancel button, I'll say, cancel, right? And so we'll be just like somewhere where there is no cancel button, like in the grocery market or something, and maybe the cashier will say something stupid. We'll be like, cancel. We're going somewhere else. Cancel. We'll just leave. Right? Cancel. She says, you wouldn't have been as successful as you were on Fiverr without the cancel button, because as soon as somebody was a dick or they said something stupid, cancel. Fuck off. Fuck you fund. Right? Now, here's something I wanted to talk to you guys about really quickly. You guys know I love mindset. I love mindset, right? And I heard something the other day, and I can't remember where I heard it from, and I wish I could give the person props. But they said this shit. Everybody's in love with the lifestyle. Everything that I've told you about is a return on investment on yourself, right? But it was a process. Now, everybody wants Lambos. They want the big house. You guys know, if you've watched me for a while, you want cheese balls. Not everybody want big cheese wheels, right? Not everybody wants I have one guy that lives in Bulgaria that says, you know, I don't want anything materialistic. I just want a big house on the top of the hill with fucking cheese wheels. He just wants to eat Swiss cheese, have cows, and live in the fucking countryside, right? So not everybody wants Lambos and hoes, right? So I want, cheese wheels and, goat cheese, goats, and shit, whatever it is, whatever that is for you, right? This is what you want, right? And you're in love with this. Okay, this was so awesome when this guy said this. You're in love with all of this shit right here, right? But what you need to love is this right here. You need to love the fucking process of what it takes to get here, right? And this is where everybody makes their mistake. And you can't love it too much. So love the process, but don't love the process. And what I mean by that is don't become a professional study person, a professional education dude or a professional student, yeah. Don't become a professional student, right? But you do need to love the process. Everything I told you about, how I go into study mode, my wife can tell you, I love that process. I love learning shit. I love educating myself. That's the words there. I love educating myself, right? And that has been the biggest return on investment. So I got an email the other day, right? I'm actually going to knock the guy off of the email because it was a really cool email. And I got it from two guys, so I know that this email has been fucking regurgitated. So the first guy writes, he says, I test drove a Tesla, right? And he says that I'll never buy a Tesla because they're just too much money, and I'm fucking, he's Dutch, and we don't like spending money. And the thing that he said in the email was, I spent $40,000 in myself, and that has been the highest return of investment that I've ever spent. Now, go back to the next guy, and he says in this subject line, I just bought a Lamborghini. And then he goes, I would never buy a Lamborghini. I'm just too simple of a guy. I actually drive a Ford F-150, right? Now, he didn't say anything about the biggest return on investment, but I know that he knocked the other guy off for the email, right? Because I follow quite a few people. So I'm going to knock the guy off too, except for I'm really going to buy the fucking Lamborghini, or I'm really going to buy whatever I'm going to buy. And because even though you say the highest return on investment is yourself, you can get the things that you like. Everything, and I have a problem with this, everything can't be, even though you want it to be, something that's going to give you a return on investment. Some things just give you a return on happiness. That's enough. And a Lambo just makes me happy. All right, so that's pretty much what I want to tell you guys today, that you need to invest in. And listen, man, it's not my course. Don't always think that somebody's pitching, because I'm not pitching. I do have courses, and yes, if you would like to get my courses, they're kick-ass. If you think I give a lot of information on YouTube, go get one of my courses and you'll be fucking amazed. There's not no triggeration here. I give out lots more information in my courses. But now, I'm not pitching you on that, but here's what you need to do in order to make it, right? And I can tell you now, you need to invest in yourself. First of all, remember, it's the small shit. It starts with the small shit for discipline, right? It starts with buying that book and actually reading the fucking book and actually doing the shit that was in the book. It's actually making a little calendar out, right? Okay? Making a little calendar out, and this is something that I'm going to be talking about later, and saying, okay, so today I'm going to exercise for at least 5 minutes, and mark that off every day, right? And creating habits and discipline, right? Every day you mark it off. Okay, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. It's the small shit. It's the small shit, like I'm going to set aside 15 minutes for meditation. Spencer, and I normally erase these kind of posts in my group, but he's like, what do you guys do? And I didn't, because it's working on yourself, which I really like. It's mindset. And he's like, what do you do for a morning process? And it's really important that you do these morning processes, like getting up in the morning and kind of having a system. But investing in yourself is what you're doing. He asked several groups, and the one thing that came that was kind of like common among all of the answers that he got was that everybody did exercise in the morning. They worked out in the morning for at least an hour, right? My routine is no different. First 15 minutes, I meditate. Then I do 45 minutes of me time, whatever I want to do, read, whatever the fuck. And it normally ends up turning into business anyways. And then after that, it's drink my juice, take my supplements, and I work out for an hour. And then I get to work for 4 hours, right? But there's a process there. And it starts with that small shit. And I started thinking about what that really means. And it's just discipline. You're starting to discipline yourself, and you're creating habits, right? And I know I'm not saying anything different than anybody else. I just wanted to break it down for you. You're creating habits, right? It's just like smoking cigarettes or smoking weed or whatever else you do. It's just like, you know, the certain way you wipe your ass when you get off, all of that shit. There's habits that you do every time, right? So you want to start creating those small habits and start doing small shit. But what happens is you need to level up. Once you start doing that, right? you need to level up. And how do we level up? So now that we've taken these small things that we can do ourselves without any monetary investment, really. This is investment of time into yourself. Now we need to start spending money. And we've bought books. Now you need to start buying courses. And I know that it's hard as fuck to find out what courses to buy, right? Do your due diligence. You'll figure out. But I can tell you now, the big gurus are big gurus for a reason. Their shit works, right? So the big names, right? And I'm not even a big name. So fuck Sonny. Go to somebody bigger. I don't care, right? So start investing in courses. Once you invest in courses, you're going to level up again, right? Then you need to invest in coaching, okay? You're not going to make it on your own, okay? It's just that simple. It's not going to happen. And then after you invest in coaching, you need to invest in a mentor. People fuck me up. They come ask me, will you be my mentor? No, not for free. Absolutely not, right? The other day, I kicked the guy out of the group because he's like, do you do mentorship? Yeah, but start with my coaching. Never mind. Well, you get the fuck out of here, man. Nothing's free in life. No, there's something that goes on in this, especially in this online internet marketing thing. It's like paying your dues or something. You've got to pay somebody some kind of money to get ahead. And if you think that you can do it on YouTube University, you're fucking wrong. And I told my wife this other day, and it fucked her head up. And I said, people are doing YouTube backwards. What you should do first is books, okay? Then courses, then coaching, then get a mentor, and supplement everything with YouTube. Find shit like clicking buttons. The other day, a guy asked me, do you actually show practical over the shoulder? Fuck no. I give you exactly what you need to know, and you can supplement what I give you in a very affordable course with how to click buttons for free on YouTube. There's 1,001 videos that show you how to click buttons, but there's very few that even show you the shit that I'm giving you right now, right? So take the shit that I'm giving you right now and supplement it, YouTube, supplement with, okay, Sonny, I can't afford books. Well, there's a lot of audiobooks. I found this out the other day. I was trying to get a book in a hurry, and it's like, fuck, I need to find this book. Well, somebody told me you can find free audiobooks on YouTube. Boom. I found a free book, audiobook on YouTube, loaded it up on my iPad so I could take it on this on-the-road trip with me so I could listen to it on the road, right? So supplement what I just gave you with a free audiobook on fucking YouTube. Now, here's what's cool. Once you fucking supplement it and you find the book, do the shit that you found in the book. There's your highest return on investment. Then you get your mentors, right? And then after that, you get masterminds, right? I'm calling mine Sunny Minds. Right? Now, then after that, you get your masterminds. You're going to spend $25,000 a year. To Tony Robbins is like $65,000 a year for masterminds. You never stop learning, but the highest return of investment that you'll ever get is on yourself. Now, I'm going to end this class right now, but I wanted to say one more thing that I got from Earl Nightingale. And he said some shit that was so profound, and I told it to my wife, and it just fucked me up. The reason why this is the highest return on investment and why people don't pay attention to it is because your brain is so fucking amazing. Gary Vee says it all the time. You're lucky to even be here. I'm not going to even go with the whole, like, you could be a fish or you could be like some kind of like organism. You could be fucking AIDS. You could have come in so many different ways, right? But you're a person. But I'm not going to even go there. I'm just going to go with the fact that your brain is amazing. And this is why it's the highest return on investment. People don't give a fuck about their brain is because you got it for free. Right? And you don't respect anything that was free. Right? So this is stock. It's kind of like the stereo that comes in your car. You don't give a fuck about it. It's a beater, right? You'll even snatch that stereo out and put in a different stereo because you don't give a fuck about the one that came with the car because it's just basic equipment that came with you. Your brain just came with you. You need to feed it. You need to give it shit. And like Earl Nightingale said, your brain doesn't give a fuck. It's neutral, right? It doesn't give a fuck whether you put negative shit in or whether you put positive shit in. It doesn't give a fuck, right? It's just like a computer. You know, you can give it a virus or you can give it some good shit, you know, stack it full of fucking information, right? It doesn't give a fuck. It's just there. So your brain is the same way. And that's why it's the highest return of investment. Because you're going to start to feed it, and you're going to start to do shit, and you're going to get results from that very quickly. So that's kind of my class for today, man. I'm on a coffee break here, motherfucking asses. But I wanted to tell you that, man, that is your highest. The other day, I did the how to make $100 on fucking Facebook, how to make $100 on emails or whatever, man. But none of that shit makes it. And I get like people go, oh, Sonny, this is great information. I hate doing those fucking videos. I like doing these videos better because this is the highest return on investment that you're ever going to get on yourself. Fuck how to make $100 on YouTube or how to make $100 on Facebook. That shit, how can I say this shit? Because I fucking invested in myself and I know that I can make money any kind of fucking way. And once you do the same thing, you're going to be saying those fucking videos were bullshit. Coffee break.